Alright, so we're here for round 2, and we will take the play, and we have a brainstorm. But this hand is so bad. Alright, we're going to keep. You can keep everything with a brainstorm. No one plays Thoughtseize. No one touches that card. This hand is pretty bad, though. I'm not going to lie. We're going to definitely lead with one of these as opposed to one of these, and hope he just thinks that we should wasteland. Alright, so let's lead with the least important one. We have all three, so they're all just as bad. Oh, played the wrong one. Should have played Tundra, because if we fetch into a Deathblade Shaman, we want to crack for this. Yeah, kept bad, played bad. This is the story of the format. Yeah, it's definitely supposed to lead with Tundra there. It represents more decks as well as an island. Okay, so we're in for the long haul here. Alright, so we are up against Counterbalance. It's best to start brainstorming here. It's almost always Counterbalance. Everyone plays Counterbalance in this format. That is not good. 2 more lands is not what we wanted. This Trop is never going to be used in game 1, and we'll just keep all our fetches. So now we're going to get counterbalanced. He's just going to end a turn brainstorm. Maybe he's a combo deck. Or he has Stoneforge Mystic. He might just have Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, there's a better chance of that. Yeah, so we were aggressively looking for either Thoughtseize or Deathblade Shaman there. We could have maybe waited to pull the trigger, but I want a chance to hit Thoughtseize to hit his counterbalance if he doesn't have the brainstorm. Usually you don't see that aggressive of a brainstorm, but you do see a lot of miracles on Moto, and that's what I'm going to put him on. So this is probably just going to be a Stoneforge Mystic. Hopefully, since it's that, it has to be a Tundra, which is sweet. So yeah, there's a Stoneforge, but we're going to be able to waste that and hopefully maybe brick him off white. And if not, we're in a lot of trouble. At least for game 1. And another land. Alright, so no force, that's a good start. Grab a Batterskull and kill his white source. And hopefully, fingers crossed, he doesn't have another white source. Odds are really low. The deck runs a lot of lands. And so it's important to just fetch now, just for the fact that we do not want to get... We're just going to do it during his upkeep, and we're just going to get this Batterskull into play. And the reason for that is that we do not want to get Vendilion clicked if he has another island. We want to make sure that our Batterskull's in play. That's an important play with this deck in this matchup. They have a lot of Vendilion clicks, like upwards to 3 to even 4. And if he just played another island, or a volcanic or a mountain, let's say, if he doesn't have his white source, we do not want him to be able to click us in response and get our Batterskull. Granted, we'd have a GT online, but that's still not a winning position, because if he V-clicks our GT, that sucks, but at least we have a Batterskull. And he's going to take forever, probably thinking, like, why would this idiot do this at this time? But he has no way to terminus and and next turn we'll be able to vial in, or vial as in, use this to get around Force of Will and GT and attack. Come on, Miracle players can't double queue. You have to be at the computer all the time. Well, that was just enough time to get a good advantage. I mean, maybe he punishes us with like a D-sphere, but they usually don't run that card. He does know about GT, so like that might change his play. Like he's like, if he didn't know about GT, he would just like, his plan would be just to vial in. What is he doing? I mean, ooh. Wow. We are not against miracles. Huh. That's not good. What are we against? That's really not good for us. Yeah. Alright, so we're not against miracles, since he has true names and Stoneforges. Maybe it's blue, white, red Delver with, no, because it has way too many basics. So it's some hybrid. All I can say is we're in trouble, because his true name will eventually, we have to find our own true name, because that thing will eventually kill us. We have one Liliana as an out, but he has this. We need our own true name. I mean, I don't think he'll have click as well as all these cards, so we can safely just vial in our GT here. Can't do anything with it. They're just gonna kill this. Yeah. Brainstorm. Okay. Doesn't help, but at least if we draw a true name, we'll look weak, I guess, and just equip. I mean, we are weak, but we do have mana advantage, which is a really big deal. Oh, wow. Alright, well, we'll just get a Spell Pierce off here. Sure. I don't think we were supposed to play around Spell Pierce. Maybe we were. Drawing into Ithatsus would have been nice. I really, the Batter Skulls, like what scares me. He's given me enough opportunities to get rid of that It's giving me too many opportunities to draw into a way to get rid of it. I think you're supposed to just get that into play as fast as possible. Killing Deathblade Shaman didn't make any sense to me. I do want to peek at that hand. I just have no idea what's in it. That sucks. Alright. Yeah, I wish we had an answer to it, but we don't. Attack with Batterskull. Darn. Alright, well, just gonna wait until he draws all the lands he needs to kill us. Okay. I don't get that play. Alright, so here's a little trick. Now this is to play around swords. I mean, he doesn't have it, obviously, but this helps play around it. Actually, I don't know. Do you still hit control to hold priority? I think so. I guess I don't want to screw with it. I don't know, and I don't want to screw with it. But you should activate this, then activate Batterskull with it on the stack. And that plays around like a removal spell on the Stoneforge Mystic. But here he loses his Germ. And we just have the same board position as we did before. Except I think we have to play the fetch land because we want to hold up swords, or we want to hold up Force of Will. Here he might just get aggressive and just equip and start attacking, which I don't even think is that bad of a play. That'll get my card online. Alright, that's a Geist. Do we care about a Geist? Do we care at all about a Geist? It just attacks and we block with the Germ. Yeah, no, Geist does nothing. Alright, well, let's take a peek. At this weird concoction. could just go to force my Thoughtseize. I'd be fine with that. Sure. You got it. With Dazes? What a weird deck. The power of the true name Nemesis, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if he's just drawn 2 lands, we were just stone dead. What's he thinking about? He might be trying to equip here. I mean, alright, so now he's finally going to start getting aggressive. It's kind of surprising me it's taken this long, to be honest. Alright, so we still have 5 lands, so we'll just exile his swords. There's his land. If he plays a Stoneforge here, we're gonna be forced to Force of Will it. Yeah. We have to counter this because we can't let him get his GT too. Alright. So now he has GT. And the race is on. Wow, so we're just going to get all of his... That doesn't do anything. Yeah. We're just going to play this as, so we have a way to bounce our thing if we need to. It would be a nice shuffle effect later in the game, but... I wonder what this matchup's like when I get Abrupt Decay. I feel like this has to be a great matchup unless he has Back to Basics after sideboard. That's like the only way that I can see it being bad. So he's going to vial in his... Alright, we got nothing. Yeah, I don't think we can beat Batterskull Sword and this. This guy will just be too big. We can get rid of his board potentially, like if we draw Lily and he chump blocks with Geist. It's the only way we can get this game. We have 8 damage in play, so maybe he's threatened. Kind of just want to gain the life. Yeah, there's his land, so now it's equipped. A Jace? Shit. Alright, we're just dead. There you are. Alright, so now we get more answers to stuff. Let's figure out how we're supposed to board. Council Judgment's insane, so is Snaps and Abrupt Decays. We want all of our Stoneforge Mystic package. The game's probably going to be based around creatures, so we don't need those. We want our swords. I think we want our Planeswalkers. Maybe not, because we're both true name decks, so Jaces can be cut. We want our Lily. We probably want Azel's Persecution, even though it's just for his true name, but it's an answer. So we have 3 answers to it. Vendilion Clicks are answers to all these equipment. So we're gonna play our Thoughtseize is different, so maybe we don't need a bunch of these, but they're still really good. I do want a couple Force of Wills, but how many blue cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to play this matchup much like the Mirror, where we just don't have anything, and we'll just play a Jace. And the Jace usually is bad. The Jace tends to be really bad. We could just play a Verdict. He can get really aggressive on board. We just try to pick apart his equipment, and then we just have a Wrath. Alright, sure. We have clock advantage and matchup advantage, so all we have to do is just play for the long game and try to maximize all of our spells and just make sure we don't die in the early game. That's the strategy, and it's going to be another long one. Force of Will tends to be good for tempo boost and in matchups where there's just great cards. So it's like good in game 1 because we don't have any answers to each other's true names, but like I have answers to his after sideboard. Now I have 4 for real and theoretically 5, counting Liliana. Jace can be an issue, but we have enough 3-drops hopefully to stem the bleeding from his Jaces. If he tends to play them, they usually are bad. So, yeah. I like how it says that I'm up a game. I would love to play first, and I would love to mulligan that hand. Nothing would please me more than to mulligan in a matchup all about having more cards than your opponent. Alright, so let's lead with this Deathray Shaman. Next turn we'll be able to ponder, hopefully hit a Stoneforge and play it. I guess here he's just going to kill our Deathrite. Nope. Ponder. Just main phase snap off Brainstorm. Alright, well, let's ponder ourselves. Deathrite Brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep this mostly for the Brainstorm and shuffle the other 2 away. And alright, so that's going to resolve, but it's going to eat a Swords to Plowshare. We potentially should have attacked, but he had Daze, so he might keep his Dazes in, and if he does, we want a Deathrite open. Alright, so he's just debating between all of his different equipment. Odds are it's going to be Batterskull. It was sort of light and shadow, so he has 4 different equipment. Wow. This one can go get our Savannah, so right now we don't need... Yeah, we only have Lily, so... And we have a Deathrite in play, yeah, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. Alright. Alright, he just didn't think about... Oh, that was good. Do we go get our GT online? Or just get our Batterskull? I think we just get our Batterskull. Sword of Light and Shadow does mess with it a little bit, but... and I don't want to waste Brainstorm. Sword of Light and Shadow messes with it, but only on True Name or Geist, so... We can just get our GT and try to start clocking them with GT. He doesn't have a ton. I mean, unless he plays another Stoneforge Mystic, I think we want the Batterskull. But if he plays a Stoneforge Mystic, we might be in a little trouble. We might just have to Brainstorm. I'm going to get the better card, though. And here I don't mind attacking because I don't even want to fetch. I want to save that for, like, drawing some random cards and seeing if we want this verdict. Like, we probably will Brainstorm this away eventually, but I don't see any point in playing this just yet. Alright, so he does have Delvers in his deck, huh? Alright, no reason to have another Deathrite in play. I don't think there's any reason to Brainstorm. I mean, I guess there could be... No, there's no reason to play that Deathrite Shaman. And I don't want to fetch either, so... Maybe no, we'll probably Brainstorm at end of turn. Yeah, we're gonna... So if we Brainstorm, we might as well do it now. No. I want to see what he does with this turn. The only reason I want to Brainstorm is hit a Wasteland. And no reveal. So he's just going to jam his sword. We don't have any counter magic, so we'll just let that resolve. And Brainstorm. Wasteland. Do we just get rid of both? No, I would think we want to keep the Trop. We can get rid of both of these. And we're definitely going to want to fetch. And we'll just go get an Scrubland. Yeah, I guess getting GT would have been better. We might be in trouble now. Why are we just drawing so many lands? Good thing Sword of Light and Shadow isn't that bad of a clock. It only gains him 3 life on its own. And we're racing that. Oh, he drew swords. At least he doesn't have... He's going to race us, though, which is great. Because it doesn't actually race us. Alright, well, now we will do that. And hopefully just not see a true Nanosis. Alright, sweet. I think he would have played a land. Yeah, this actually... He saves a point of life by holding it back. But I guess if we drew air removal, it's a different story. Huh. I mean, I think he's just dead. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. He goes to 2. Let's redraw Persecution. Hiding. Alright, so that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. He has to force this. Then we put him at 1, I guess. Still very dead. He does get to do a lot of things though. Gain 3 life, draw a card, and deal 2 damage or something. No white source. Ah, sweet. That will be game. This just can go get any land as long as it taps for black. We just eat one of our own spells. We'll just do a brainstorm. Tap draw. Ooh, and an answer to his guy. But we're not going to show him that. Alright. So now we go to game 3 on the draw. I don't think we want to change anything. He does have Delver, so that might mean I want Path, but I don't want to give him the land in a matchup where he has so many swords. So I think we just are going to do the 2 Zealous, the 2 Abrupt Decays, and the 4 swords, along with the Verdict. Everything looks about right. I still don't want Force of Will in my deck. Yeah, we'll just do this. These have been some long, grindy games so far, with very anemic boards. Alright, so this hand looks fine on the draw. The only thing that we really don't want to play against is turn 1 Delver, but we are going to keep it. Turn 1 Delver changes our plays. I think it forces us to be aggressive with, don't be a Delver, just snap off a Brainstorm. Yeah, just do that Brainstorm thing. Now we're going to be able to play Deathrite Shaman, and then Thoughtseize his equipment that he goes and gets. That's a lot of Thoughtseizes. the turn 1 snap off Brainstorm, go. Is that better or worse than the turn 1 Lightning Bolt you? I don't like that. We might... I somewhat feel like just killing it and then Thoughtseizing him. I like that line. Because we have so many Thoughtseizes that, like, we just don't care. Alright, so let's just get a Tundra. Let's just kill the Delver. I guess it's a catch. Like, he could Swords this or he could Force this, which I think we're fine with. We have so many. Like, if we end up losing to a Delver, then I don't know. Like, yeah, here comes a Daze, but we don't care because we're trading cards and we have 1,000,000 of these. Yeah, and he's not going to flip that often. I don't think he has that many spells in his deck. Stoneforge, Geist. So we will just take a Stoneforge and jam our Jite. And then if he gets a... Alright, so he has a Force of Will. That's fine. He has to hold it back, right? Nope. Going in. Alright. Cannot see anything that punishes us just killing this now. And we'll hold the Thoughtseize. Since he can't have White Source and Swords right now, so... Yeah, this looks like a done game. I can't think of... I mean, we get to Thoughtseize and he forces, and I guess if we just brick 1,000,000 turns in a row, he can get out of this, but at this current board state, I can't see us losing in any way. I guess he's like the turn 1 Brainstorm feels like a novice Legacy player in the fact that like you need your Brainstorm to resolve, but like your opponent never knows that, and so it's better to just play it confidently, or even the inverse is the thing. Like you can just go fetch land go or land go, and then during your turn you draw, think for a little bit, and then Brainstorm, even though you have a bunch of lands, and they like will snap counter it if they have like a Spell Pierce or something or a Daze, and you just then play another land. They might think like you kept a 1-lander, especially if it's like a basic against like a Wasteland deck, like a Delver deck. You can just go Island Go with like Miracles and then untap draw, and then Brainstorm, and then they will just snap Daze it if you didn't care about your Brainstorm. And then you can like play a land and force their Delver or something. So, but like what our opponent did was just snapped it off because he had to find that second land, and if he just waited till even end step to get a little bit more information, or if I like Thoughtseize him on turn 1, then he might be able to Brainstorm and it might be a much better play. Whereas the way that he played it, he just like Brainstormed without maybe the thought of Thoughtseize, but I guess he doesn't want it to get Spell Pierced, and he knows that this deck maybe plays that card, but for the most part, I don't think he needed to just snap it off immediately. Alright, so... yeah, just no play from him. Another Thoughtseize, so that one we will use to try to get that sword if it's there, since we drew all of our Thoughtseizes. This might also... nope, no. Force Daze... take the Stoneforge. I mean, maybe that's not the right choice, because you can go like... sure, now he could like potentially Swords us, but that's the thing that he would do anyway. Thoughtseize him again. Maybe this time he'll force. Don't think casting Daze will do anything. Okay, there we go. Yep. At least that gets that out of his hand. Alright, so that could potentially be bad if we keep bricking here, because then he'll be able to... He has a Geist. Yeah. Yep. 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 We could have beaten Stoneforge, but now this Geist could potentially kill us. At least we got that. Ponder. Alright, so swords. I would still love to use that ability. We'll grab that Batter Skull. We'll play a land. I don't see any point in equipping. I'd rather just gain the life and potentially recast it if need to, or if he draws the swords. Okay, as long as Moto still works the way it does, okay. Alright. We even drew the verdict if something bad happened. Now we get to gain 1,000,000 life and actually kill him. That kind of got scary there for a second. Alright, maybe round 3 won't be so hectic and filled with errors on my part.